Hi, I'm Dave from boyinaband.com, and welcome to day 4 of the 7-day song Jump Up Drum and Bass collaboration with Noisestorm. Yesterday we created the pads, and today we'll go into more syntherific territories to develop a lead synth, along with an awesome arpeggiated synth. Let's begin with that lead. So make a combinator. Inside it, create Thor, and initialize it. Now name it Porta Synth, since that makes it sound like it has an obvious selling point as a treble synthesizer. It's actually referring to the Portamento we'll add on later, but don't tell that to the person you're selling it to. So I'll add in some notes now. Okay, so we've got the notes in there. Now this synth is an exercise in doing a lot with a little. The source sound will keep as it is on the analog oscillator, simply taking it up an octave. You could simply play your notes an octave up on your keyboard, but my left hand is quite comfortable taking a rest where it is at the moment, and my right hand is doing all the work. Yet they both reap the same rewards. Wow, I never realised how communist my appendages are. Next up, let's apply the Portamento by a quarter, so turn it on, bring it down a little bit, to give the synth its eponymous effect. And we're going to change it to mono legato as well, legato however you pronounce it, in order to restrict it to one note at a time. This synth is not for chords, no. Bad, one note for you. So, as it stands, it's still a bit dry, so let's take a listen and show you that. Precisely. Now let's find a better version. There we go. So let's widen and thicken it with chorus, but only on a quarter dry wet. So it still has a reasonable punch and presence. So if we bring that back up, so it's got a bit more width there. The main thing here, though, is the delay. We're going to turn it on and tempo sync it, turning it to 4/16, which is basically every quarter it's going to echo out. So here we go. We find it from the start. Here we go. I'm just going to bring the dry wet down a little bit, and maybe bring up the feedback a little bit as well. Just a touch to increase the tail, and we're going to emphasize that tail even more with some compression. Sometimes adding compression on after the delay is a bad idea since it squashes the effect too much and it sounds less natural, but over an intense drum and bass song it'll be hard to pick out the subtleties of such an effect without bringing them right into your face. I tried playing around with the feedback and dry wet settings, but the compression really did the job well for me, so I stuck with it. Let's right click and create the compressor. Bring that input gain up about 3/4, just so the initial volume is a bit higher to work with. We're going to bring that threshold down quite low and ratio up quite high. Importantly, the attack should be right down. This way there's no initial punch, only a flattening of the sound. Okay, I'm also going to try and bring up the output volume. There we go, until it's sitting as comfortably in the mix as my left hand is on its Marxist perch on the keyboard. And there's our summary Portamento-based lead synth. It's going to soon be accompanied by an arpeggiated ally in the form of our next synth patch, so join me in part 2 for that.